Red Alert 2 World Series action coming at you guys once again. Had a couple lag issues on this game, but here we are. We got it going. We're in the finals for the semi-pro division. Got Lloyd, the Lion, out of the UK in yellow on the right side, facing off against Snark, the Ninja, in red out of Israel on the left side. Here are those brackets for you guys. Snark coming off a very impressive victory today against Dynamic. Lloyd coming off of a win versus Wazeps. Both these guys undefeated. Winner of this taking home the crown. Loser of this going home empty-handed. Snark, yeah, we just saw Snark, that really nice win versus Dynamic, using Chrono Legionnaires and getting nice and weird. Lloyd, yeah, I haven't really seen Lloyd play this map this map much, but yeah, we saw that opening before the lag. He opened some conscripts. The one thing though, Ed, is that Lloyd has seen Snark playing, right? He just watched his entire series, so he knows what to expect. The problem is I don't know if he can counter it. Oh, Ed, we lost you. Ed? No! No, we lost Ed. So any of you guys who didn't just see that last game, so Snark got...
watch Snark play here, so I'm not sure if...
Oh, you cut out for a second. Ed, wait. Ed, can you hear me? Ed? Wait, what the fuck? Okay. Not in the finals, boys. We have 4 hours of clean. All of a sudden we start getting lag and we lose Ed in the finals. That's the way she goes, boys. We're going to roll with it. Don't worry. Stay positive, boys. PMA pants. Positive mental attitude. So Lloyd opens that eagle. Snark not opening the eagle. Obviously, you can definitely get value with it, but it is 1,200 credits, so they are expensive early on. But if you can keep harassing early rhinos, try to bait a few flat cannons from your opponent, you can definitely get value out of it. So far, both players just going toe to toe here. Fodder and rhinos. Snark with a slight War Factory advantage. Ed, let me know when you're back on here. I think maybe you're having a connection issue. Although I think we've had issues with you doing this Discord thing, actually. Anyway, we'll get her figured after this point. So, yeah, so again, this is set factions, guys. So we're going to start off Soviet versus Soviet, then go over to Allied versus Allied, and that's where things are going to start getting weird. Snark has been running an Allied where he's been building mass barracks and Chrono Legionnaires. I don't know. It was really weird, but it did work. He did get here. So now we're going to see Snark going to hop topside and grab that Eagle pad. Definitely good value there. Lloyd doesn't contest it. Lloyd going to go for a base trade. So Lloyd goes for a gut shot down the middle here, and Snark is a million miles away. This Blitz map, the biggest Blitz map we've ever had. You see just how different that is. Snark's army might as well have been on the moon there, and I love that move from Lloyd. That's why he's the Lion, man. You throw a stick, he doesn't chase it. He turns around and bites your head off. That's a nice move there. That's kind of top level move you like to see. If a player gets caught too far out of position, instead of trying to chase them or trying to react, you head straight downfield. And then on the back side of that, you saw Lloyd smash the drone button. He started pumping drones in case he did get into a base trade position. So everything going in Lloyd's favor right now. That MCV hit was huge, and then the drones completely nullify Snark's ability to counterpunch. So yeah, Lloyd definitely got to be feeling pretty comfortable here. That fully juiced hut for Lloyd, and quite a bit of value as well. So the barracks, yeah, so Snark's got 20k, he's got a barracks, he's got 2 war factories, so he's certainly not out of it. He's still producing, but of course things are only going to go from bad to worse for him, being down in MCV in the early game like this. You see Lloyd bringing out bunkers, just going to try to turtle in here and slow things down. No reason not to. Of course, this is the finals. There's no reason for flare points. You want to do anything you can to win. This tent is doing so much work right now. And we saw Snark in their last series. Snark won 2 games thanks to his paradrops. That's the one thing Lloyd for sure should be looking out for. Snark's offensive paradrops in this map have just been getting tremendous value all day long. So now a lot of conscripts here. I'd like to see Lloyd. So now Lloyd massing dogs. Lloyd could be trying to go Deso here. This is just a tricky position. Against a lesser player, you feel like this is just totally winning after you get the MCV. But against a player like Snark, this position's fully blunderable for Lloyd, certainly. It's just scary. A player like Snark, yeah, if you do one thing wrong, he'll make you pay for it for sure. Okay, so now conscript's pushing in now. Yeah, so, and you see Snark's just trying to do the equation here. He's like, well, if I can't really push, but I can't really not push. This is a tough position, kind of between a rock and a hard spot here. There's really no good choice. And now Desolator's coming out. So if there was a window of opportunity, you got to think it's closing. Although Snark could just shift over to this side. This side's fully gummed up now. But the Desolators alone are going to cause a lot of issues here. If Snark probably should have just gone full send before the Desolators came out, because now the Desolators are out, he loses his ability to use fodder. Snark gonna try to take the tech, which is pretty funny actually. And Snark, yeah, Snark going down, scraping, clawing, and screaming here in the first point, forcing Lloyd to convert the position. But things, it's just, I mean, he's out War Factory 4-2 right now. Yeah, and Lloyd just playing it safe. Snark did get the Psychic Dominator. Oh, but he wasn't able to get the nuclear reactor, so now Snark just put himself low power. So Lloyd goes, yeah, just open field engagement here. He just needs to dive. I mean, he doesn't want to get counterpunched, but he has Desolators now. So the big thing is to take out the barracks, take out the production, and just kind of put the nail in the coffin here. Does take out that barracks, now no more fodder for Snark. And Snark, yeah, we talked about this before, though. A short series like this, best of 5, you don't want to lose a quick one and try to kind of carry that negative energy into the next point. So I like this for Snark. Just, hey, Snark, whatever. If Lloyd's going to let you play a long game here, just use it as a chance to warm up and kind of shake off that first loss, so you don't carry it with you into point number 2. Nine Define. Oh my gosh, I'm not even close to getting the name right. Thanks for the follow, though. Appreciate it. Snark calls GG's. Or if Lloyd was going to be able to hang with Snark today, that certainly told us something. Obviously, not many of you guys believers here in the chat after seeing Snark's last series. I don't blame you. 75% of you guys thinking Snark's going to take home the series. 25% of you guys on Lloyd. Soviet versus Soviet, often indicative of kind of who has the higher, I don't know, traditionals, who's playing traditionally better. And Lloyd comes out on top. That gut shot, yeah, I don't know, pretty nice.
To note that both of these players though are allied players, so this is, I feel like, the matchup that's going to decide who's kind of the one on top, you know.
Yeah.
This is your comfort pick for both players here.
Yeah, that was kind of funny to see Soviet versus Soviet, because both these guys, you know, Lloyd's a big GI rusher, but on this map, it's not really that as viable as some of the other Blitz maps. Now, Snark, we saw this in his game versus Dynamic. He went straight IFVs, like literally had 100 IFVs, GI IFVs, GG IFVs, any kind of IFV, Snark takes them all, and he's going to do that again here. So, yeah, these are tricky, man. These hit and runs, the speed, you just have to constantly keep an eye on them, but if you can catch them out of position, the Grizzlies can take them down.
Yeah, like we mentioned before, you literally have to catch them out of position, because if you chase them around, they're going to destroy you. GGIs are so good at running away and shooting you at the same time.
Yeah, it's just so annoying the way they just keep running out of range. I mean, if you do it perfectly, the Grizzlies will never get in range, and the GGIs stay in range, and yeah, you just slowly pick you apart. So Paradrop gobbled up on the right side. So Lloyd, now what are we going to see from Lloyd? Lloyd going straight Grizzlies. Interesting to see here. Lloyd just playing this one straight up, just going Grizzlies. He does have his one Eagle, and now with AFC out.
Yeah, this is interesting. Like you said earlier, Lloyd watched Snark play, so he kind of already knew that this might have happened, or could have happened. So I'm wondering if he had something up his sleeve to counter this. That Eagle is going down for sure.
Yeah, he could have brought that Eagle back to the AFC. We've seen players kind of struggle with that. That's something mechanic players just don't really think of. Obviously, the Eagle pad is a building of our own invention, so players just aren't really kind of used to it, but could have brought the Eagle down to that. And actually, any of you guys wondering, any of you guys who don't want your Eagle to build up there, you can actually primary this AFC to make it build on this one. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, so what would you have done here, Ed, against, if you knew what Snark was going to do here, what would you have been looking to do?
That's a good question. I was actually looking to Lloyd to give me some answers, because yeah, Snark's strategy was pretty damn good.
Yep, and I think the Grizzlies, I think the Grizzlies are a good move. The tech, no Eagles. Interesting, AVA and no Eagle Wars. Oh, that tent gets decent value. Snark pushing in here. These Rockies are going to cause issues. He does have a Patriot missile and a few Rockies in the group. Ooh, and Lloyd undeploys the MCV on accident.
Yeah, not what you want to do. He probably had a pillbox or something ready there, which he definitely needed to hold this push. Snark, just committing here. I really like it from him. It looked dangerous, but he just stood his ground. He did not go back. He just stayed there.
I know, he was kind of attacking, kind of in a choke point up a ledge, and
yeah, and a Patriot missile right in the middle, and he didn't. Rocketeers in there. He was like, nope, Patriot missile is too weak for me.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, but Lloyd weathering the storm, but yeah, but very tough. And Snark's Rockies really opened things up for him there. And Snark now with a lot of Rockies left, and Lloyd pretty much left with nothing here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Lloyd does have 12K. I guess that's what he has going for him. We did see Dynamics pull it back at one time, but is it too late this one?
Yeah, God, I know I keep telling myself that I'm gonna stop saying games are over till they're over, but tough, tough, because these Rockies are scary. The
Yeah.
Rockies are scary.
Yeah, there's just way too many Rocketeers now. And the Grizzlies there just to follow up in case there's any IFVs that come around.
Yep,
But
yep.
yeah, damn,
That's
Snark,
got to
well
be it.
played.
Hey,
Jesus.
1-1, boys. And what a weird series so far, because both games have been pretty decisive, right? Like Lloyd kind of rolled through the first one. Snark rolls through the second. But it is interesting with some players. I think there's a decent amount of players who feel fairly confident with both. And instead of considering what they're going to be playing, they're kind of thinking about what they're going to be playing against. And here, it's quite possible that I think Lloyd does prefer Allied, but also I wouldn't want to be playing Snark's Allied versus Soviet. I wouldn't want to be dealing with those Chrono Legionnaires we've been seeing from him. GI rush bottom
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, so we saw this in the very first game as a Soviet player, though. Lloyd opening barracks on the bottom side and just a bunch of GIs or conscripts last time, but
Yeah,
he didn't follow it up last time with anything. I wonder what he's gonna do here.
and he's kind of rerouting. This is not, usually a GI rush, the quicker the better. It would have been one
Mm.
thing if he would have started on the bottom side, baited a couple sentries, then shifted, but the shift right away to the... This is curious. Sentry gun now on the hill has to try to come... Huh, I'm not sure about this.
Yeah, his Eagle does go down on
Oh!
the top side as well.
Ooh, unfortunate. And you got to expect that. Soviet versus Allied, you've got to expect the Soviet player to try to come up that hill. I think Lloyd's focused downfield right now with these GIs. He's going to try to get the value that he can. He does thread the needle, goes between those two sentries, goes past another sentry, so now 3 sentries out, and he saves that Eagle pad somehow. I think, Snark might have TT'd his tank off. I don't think Snark lost that tank, did he?
I don't think so. Yeah, he might have. Oh, I don't even know where it went, but
So Lloyd's GIs quite menacing, have not actually converted it into any specific value, other than the fact that Snark is possibly a little bit distracted and has wasted some money on sentry guns, which there is value in that.
yeah, I was gonna say yeah. There's value in the early game for him for sure, but I think they're beneficial for Snark in the long run because there's going to be paradrops coming down later down the road, and just having those preemptive sentry guns is
Yeah,
going to make it
that's
tough.
true. That's true. Yeah, and we used to say that more in Blitz before we had the starting oils. Like in the traditional game, in Red Alert 2 Yuri's Revenge regular, baiting sentry guns does throw off your economy, I think, more. And then also Blitz before we had the starting oils. But since we started always adding a starting oil to Blitz, I've kind of noticed that, like, the whole thing of, like, oh, he baited a couple sentry guns, it's going to throw off his economy. We don't really see that very much anymore. I think with the Blitz economy specifically, you can pretty comfortably build a few sentry guns. You're going to use them later, and it doesn't really, like, you know what I mean? I feel like it doesn't really throw off your economy that much.
Yeah, for sure. And as we were talking about that, Snark takes over the Psychic Dominator in the center.
Oh, nice, nice, Snark. Oh, but Lloyd gonna get all 4 crates. That's nice. I mean, Snark is already on 12K, but that's gonna catch Lloyd up to him. Oh, go back for the last one. Okay. And Snark with a massive economy and does have a war factory. AFK paradrop top right. The paradrops are hard to manage on this map. AFK paradrop top left and top right. Oh, nice. Thanks, Mika. Mr. Spritz with the sub. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate the support. All that money that comes in, you guys know where it goes, right back to the players. Keeping fuel in the rocket to get RA to the moon. That's what it's all about. Appreciate the support, you guys. Helps me make more content. Helps me put up more prizes. Get cool stuff for the stream. It all goes back. All goes back. Appreciate the support. All right, so now...
Sorry to interrupt there. Snark sees Eagles coming downfield, sells a war factory, but the war factory was the wrong one, so he was left with 0 war factories there for a second.
Wait, what? Oh my god, that's amazing. Okay, so that's exactly what you want. If you can force a sell and take another, okay, very nice. GI's headed downfield here. A lot of fodder in this group. Snark, I think, could almost go here. Do you think, Ed?
It's going to be dangerous, but he definitely has the fodder for it. If he wanted to do anything right now, he might be able to pull it off. A lot of preemptive pillboxes, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
The seal would have knocked all those dogs out, probably.
Ooh, yep. Okay, so good. Okay, and the GIs. This is a ton of GIs. And look, he doesn't go for the oil because he doesn't want the chain reaction. He pushes into position. I think he's gonna dive on that oil. He's gonna try.
Where did the GIs come from? Is that a double para on the bottom?
No, I think he walked. It was either a double. They came walking from the middle, so he either double parried in the middle, or I think he built those GIs because I saw him walking across the bottom. Eagles again getting value, and way too many Eagles making it home for dinner. That's the problem. The Eagles. It's one thing to give them what they want, but to let them all go home is devastating. If you make your opponent rebuild 8 Eagles, that's I don't know, 10K, it takes time, it takes money. But if all the Eagles go home, juice back up, and get to make another lap, it's absolutely devastating. And
And you know
Snark
what?
hasn't been able to find a gap in the armor here.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to, but at the same time, it's not like, I mean, Lloyd is picking buildings off and left and right. Well, at the same time, look at Snark's economy right now. 40K.
Whoa!
40K. So is it really hurting him that bad? All he's giving Lloyd's giving Snark a lot of time to kind of just come back here. He's not really pushing with the Grizzlies or anything. So yeah, wow. 41K right now for Snark.
Snark on 41K. He's going to get the crates as well. Doesn't need them, but... Oh, the Psychic Dominator! I totally forgot!
Oh, so Snark patiently waiting here. We just completely forgot that the Psychic Dominator was even in the field here.
Yeah, it's so funny because sometimes you're like, wait, this player is either doing something dumb or I'm dumb. And almost always I'm the one who's dumb. But in that case, so that's why Snark was comfortable sitting back there. He knew he had the Psychic Dominator to open things up. But Lloyd still has a ton of Grizzlies here. He's got a nice static defense with his snipers, some GIs, some pillboxes. He's feeling pretty comfortable. The problem is he lost his Air Force, and that was his offensive presence. Now, without the Eagles to slow Snark down, Snark's on 50K, Lloyd on 30K.
You asked me earlier if he should have pushed. If you ask me now, I would say no, absolutely not. Only because you have 50K, you have Psychic Dominator, you have map control, you have all these things. So why risk it, right? Can he pull it off? Maybe.
Ooh.
But do you want to risk it, right?
Yeah, and that's...
He's playing the corner really nice here.
Yeah, okay, he did get in and out, and that's exactly how this map is set up. It's to prevent players from being able to turtle comfortably. That's what those hills are for on the backside. It gives you a higher elevation, prevents the player from kind of building up and cutting it off, and that's exactly what it's for. And somehow, in Snark, that was a decent little hit and run, but you're absolutely right. When I asked that question, we didn't have the right information because the Psychic Dominator totally changed things there. So certainly, Snark made the right decision. That Psychic Dominator was huge, and the Eagles are still rebuilding. And with those Eagles out of the game, no offensive presence, Snark this is just a war machine. Siege choppers, Iron Curtain. This is not looking good for Lloyd.
Double paradrop from Lloyd on the top right. If Snark falls asleep here, he's gonna lose his IC.
Oh, he's gonna lose that IC. He could go for the oil. He should go. The target's the oil. What the fuck? He doesn't need to get him. Oh, he's gonna. No, it's actually
go straight for it.
That's a heads up move because it does save them. Yeah, it tries to keep them alive instead of taking the chain reaction. Okay, so
Yeah,
does take out.
He gets it both anyways.
Gets it anyway, and does get the IC as well. Okay, here's the thing, Ed. The Psychic Dominator is coming again. You can't just sit back and eat Psychic Dominators.
No, you can't. Lloyd, he really needs to do something. He needs to push up. He needs to create some opening for himself here.
He's gonna steal the nuclear reactor and he puts Snark low power.
He does.
He puts Snark low power.
I want to see Snark make a depot. Every time I see those Eagles come to his base, I'm scared that he's going to lose his MCV. And I think that's his losing condition right now. I don't think he can lose unless he loses that MCV, because he can just rebuild literally anything he wants. He's on 50K right now. He has the eco, he has the army. As long as he doesn't lose MCV, he should be fine.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and and the Eagles come in, force shield out. But you're absolutely right. People forget about the service depot, and a lot of times people ask like why it's not more common to build another MCV. And oftentimes in a lot of games, it's just not viable in a lot of games it's not viable to build another MCV. The money, the production speed, all that kind of stuff. At this point in the game, yeah, Snark could easily get his MCV sniped, and he could easily build another one. And the service depots are so cheap, people just forget about them. Big chain reaction gets the MCV there.
Oof. Yeah, and oh no, I was gonna say and the barracks, but the barracks is actually on the bottom side of the map there, so he can still build. He still has 30K and has all the buildings necessary.
Yeah, but he
chooses to quit out.
The siege choppers, yeah. So it's like, if someone messes up, you can't restart because of that, you know. But in my head, we were already dealing with lag, so I was like, I don't know. It's just anyway. It's just tricky, but it's so funny. Like I still have like so much stress from dealing with like the players I used to stream who like would make my life really difficult when any little thing went wrong. And I'm always like, oh my God, like I think someone's going to chew my head off. And most of the players I deal with now are like, they're like, sure, let's redo it. You know, I mean, most players are pretty chill now, but there's some players that like, they'll kill you if you mess something up like that. So it's a little stressful.
I hear you.
It's, So if Snark does do the mass Chrono Legionnaires, siege choppers, maybe desolators. I mean, we're getting into some weird Red Alert 2 theory because no one ever masses Chrono Legionnaires. The Deso Bomb is definitely the key to victory here against Snark because he's using Mirages and Chrono Legionnaires. So in theory, you'd think that's what has to happen. And Lloyd opening quite a few drones here. Drones aren't
Yeah,
very
which is good. It's
it?
not too bad versus GGI IFVs, but if Lloyd, I mean, Snark's been mixing them up with GI IFVs, and
Yeah.
if you're trying to go against the GI IFVs, then they're gonna stand no chance. GGI
Yeah,
IFVs, perhaps.
yeah, the GI IFVs, you'd think. Tesla tanks, and the Tesla tanks aren't. Tesla tanks, I think Tesla tanks in theory should be actually a good anti-infantry vehicle, but they're really not. Like, I mean, I don't know how much more effective they are at really killing infantry than flak tracks are. Flak tracks have splash damage too, so it'd be interesting. That'd actually be an interesting experiment to see if Tesla tanks are actually any better at killing infantry. Yeah, so you see Lloyd just kind of jabbing, poking, prodding here. Obviously, the big thing is to not let the allied player get a foothold and play their game, and so far Lloyd just hasn't really found any gaps in the armor. So radar out now for Lloyd, and you see Snark just tucking in.
Yeah, you know what? I want to say the answer to the Chrono Legionnaires. Now that I think of it, obviously you have to have a nice Rhino count as well. But once you get to that point, you can spam like 10 to 20 flat tracks instantly. Once you have
Oh,
like 6 war factories, those flat tracks, if you overwhelm the Chrono Legionnaires, if you have
ah.
more than them, they'll just melt.
That's a good idea. It's kind of similar to the way that you use flak tracks versus Yuri, right? And you think about
Hmm.
like a Chrono Legionnaire is kind of similar to a Mastermind unit in the fact that it can only attack one. You know, it's limited on its ability to attack things. All those Rocketeers get in and grab a free battle lab. That's unfortunate. I like where Lloyd's head's at right now against an allied player. If you can't get value early on, you do have to go tech. Ooh, a little bit of a missed unit control there in the center, but did let that battle lab get sniped, which is annoying. The switch over to Iron Curtain is good. The problem is he doesn't have any static anti-air. For some reason, Snark hasn't gone Eagles yet, so he's not making Lloyd pay for that. But if Lloyd wants to tech up, a critical move if you're going to run early tech versus Allied, of course, is to have a billion flat cannons. That's how you're seeing it done at the top level anyway. Lloyd has the money for it here, but I guess Snark doesn't have Eagles, so who cares? But no, Ed,
Yeah.
I like your idea. I think you could overwhelm him, and flak tracks are good versus infantry. I think that could work.
Maybe a couple Desos and a couple of those flag tracks, just because he's gonna have a bunch of Mirages in the back. Of course, we're not taking that under account here.
Right. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, I guess Mirage is melting flag tracks. Siege Chopper defending. There was a Boris out. If one player's getting weird, I guess you try to get weird back.
Yeah, nice little split here by Snark, splitting his Grizzlies toward the bottom side and keeping his Mirages on the top side here. I wonder how Lloyd's gonna deal with this. Okay, he needs to protect that IC.
He needs to protect. I mean, he needs like the world's greatest IC to get him back in this game. He needs to either clean out Snark's army with it, or I don't know. I don't know. Wait, you can't Chrono Legionnaire an IC tank, obviously, right?
Wait, what?
You can't you can't. A Chrono Legionnaire can't shoot an IC tank, right?
Well, I don't think so. Yeah.
Must not be. It's like we're asking these questions like we like thousands of games we've never had to ask these questions before.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's completely
Yeah,
invulnerable. Whatever.
Yeah. I think Kane said one time. I think the only way to kill an IC tank is by destroying a bridge that it's on. I think is the only way. And Kane would know. Kane was the one who would run that experiment. So Chrono Legionnaire is getting offensive. They're gonna melt the IC. They're gonna melt the IC.
Instantly just disappears.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah, nice little hit and run. Chrono Legionnaires could be the new meta. I think they could be the new meta. Oh, what a wacky series.
Yeah. Wow, that was very ballsy from Snark there. What the?
Yeah, pushing right into the belly of the beast, and Lloyd, I think Lloyd, fuck, I don't know, man. Lloyd could have considered trying to chase those Mirages or something. I just don't really see things getting better for Lloyd. Now, here's the good news. Snark has, for whatever reason, decided to not use Eagles this game, and that's great for Lloyd.
Yeah. Paradrop from Lloyd on the back end.
Could grab that battle lab.
Snark's base. Yeah, I might take out the battle lab. The problem with Lloyd is that I haven't really seen a lot of like offensive, I don't know, mentality from him. He's usually like a defensive player. It seems like, he always wants to sit in the back.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, we kind of saw this first dynamic too, where you saw players just doing things that were so odd, and a big part of it. The Siege Choppers are a decent move here, but he's not targeting the Chrono Legionnaires. He's targeting the Grizzlies. The Siege Choppers could be taken out. Damn, I thought that actually, there's no anti-air in that group. The Conscripts are going to get the Battle Lab. The Siege Choppers need to stay working. There's no anti-air in this group.
Yeah,
and they get the
gonna
AFC.
do some work here against the Mirages as they're running away.
Oh my god, and he gets the AFC, and now the Rhinos got to go edge down bottom right. He's got to try to get some value out of these Rhinos,
Exactly.
right?
He needs to. That's what I'm saying. He's so like
he's focused on these siege.
Oriented. He needs to go.
He's focused on these siege choppers. There's no anti-air. The siege choppers are feasting. Wait, what are they? Were they leaving?
Seconds for the IC. You get those tanks downfield, and then you can use your IC. No, he's gonna deploy them and use IC.
He's gonna IC the siege choppers. Oh, they get melted. Oh my god. If anyone's wondering how well siege choppers handle Mirage tanks, now you guys know. He's got the IC, and yeah, if Lloyd, I mean, it's easier said than done, especially on a big map like this. I can't blame him, but easier. But you know, if he could have got the Rhinos down here and mixed them up with the siege choppers, but he allowed Snark to fully commit to countering the siege choppers. All right, there's no battle lab, so there's no get out of jail free card here. He could dive on this MCV. He is going to dive. He gets the MCV, but there's a ton of barracks, and he gets the AFC as well. There's no counterpunch potential here. Snark has no counterpunch potential. He's committed to GGIs. The Rockies are going to head downfield. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any anti-air.
That's got to be it here.
Where's the anti-air?
No way that Snark wins this, does he? Yeah, I know.
Okay, 4 shield. I was going to say, yeah, he's on 10 war factories. The flaks are pumping out. And what did we just see? What exactly just happened there? The siege choppers, Ed. The siege choppers. I mean,
yeah, they ended up working out. To be honest, they worked out really nicely. Snark just didn't he didn't make any anti-air for that initial push there, so the siege choppers were just destroying. And keep in mind, the siege choppers are really good against Rocketeers as well, so they serve as like a offensive/defensive unit, right, against the Rocketeers.
Oh my God! Wait, why?
Desolators?
Desolators?
No radar. Oh wait, he has a radar.
Wait, where's the Desolator? If that barracks goes down, he's not gonna have another barracks. He needs to try to save that barracks. The siege choppers are going in. That's a lot of GGIs. Where's the Desolator? There's no snipers. There's no snipers right now.
These choppers are gonna go down here. Oh, the
Desolator goes down. Oh my God, the Desolator at the final hour. I thought he was about to throw that.
Yeah, I think Snark took too long. He should have sniped that barracks down.
Yeah.
It was almost dead anyways.
Oh my God,
that committed a little bit.
That barracks was on 1 tick for 2 hours. Yeah, and Lloyd again with no anti-air. The Grizzlies on the backside, but there's Desolators holding the backside, so he can pretty much give up anything except his MCV at this point. And Lloyd heads downfield here. I think he should be at home defending himself and just try to get through this and catch his breath.
He has IC. He's planning to go in there and do some damage here with that.
Oh, final war factory, right? That's got to be the target. The barracks are kind of annoying because there's 1,000 of them. Oh my God, this chain reaction would be huge. That chain reaction would take the IC, I think. Okay, he gets the IC off. Doesn't matter. He doesn't get it anyway. Oh my God. Ed, what's in the water today, man? Like, what have we seen? I have called. I mean, anyone who watches these games knows that I'm oftentimes calling things wrong, but I swear I've called.
That wasn't on you that time. That was Snark. He threw away all of his Chrono Legionnaires when he was super far ahead. He just threw away his army like 2 times. Yeah, mistakes were made.
I've called every single point wrong today. Grab the gas, grab the matches. We're burning barns, boys. Burning barns. Snark on the right, Lloyd on the left. So these players are picking their own factions. Match point now. It all comes down to this, the semi-pro finals. Winner of this taking home the crown. Loser going home empty-handed. And Lloyd, what a wacky-ass series, a wacky-ass day. Anyway, Snark going Allied, Lloyd going Soviet. So we did just see this, and it feels like Snark was way ahead and then kind of blundered. So what can Lloyd do differently? I don't know.
Yeah, Lloyd, main faction, Allied, choosing to go in the match point of the entire tournament, right? Or their bracket, of course. He chooses to go off faction, which is Soviet. And actually, his drones do work this time. Where are your GGIIVs? Nope, they just got drones. So Lloyd doing really well with Soviet here. Impressive.
Yeah, he opened that drone opening last time too, didn't get any value out of it. And hats off to know yourself and know your opponent good enough. It's so tempting when you have a plan, if it doesn't work, it's tempting to think the plan wasn't good. But it might have just been the execution, right? So I like that Lloyd came out with the same thing again. He trusted himself and he got the value he needed out of that. Ooh, and Snark, not good unit control here. Not good unit control from Snark. Snark forced to spam pillboxes. He's going to get that oil for sure. Ooh, pill. Oh, nice. Oh, that was really nice from Lloyd. How quick he switched off there. Yeah, Lloyd's quick on the click right now.
Now, what's important during these fights is how well they're keeping up with the back end of things, right? Right now, there's a paradrop in Lloyd's base.
Yep.
Snark's not deploying it, so...
Oh, I don't... Yeah, he's got more important things going on, like losing this game in 2 minutes. Yeah, and Lloyd opened things up with those drones.
Oh, he's going to defend the MCV.
Oh, he dives on the MCV. No! No, no, no. Oh. A mistake that we've seen so many players make. I make it myself almost every day. You get excited and you try to dive on the MCV too early. And if you watch the pro players, I mean, you watch Marco. When Marco's in that position, Marco will destroy everything and start landscaping before taking the MCV. There's so many other things to hit, and if you try to dive on the MCV, it's so strong, you lose your whole army. But hey, another round's coming, and of course Snark was out in a war factory, so not many tanks. Gonna go for that power plant.
Snark does transition over to some Eagles now. He has 3 total so far right now. Another paradrop in the back of Lloyd's base, but Lloyd sees it this time. Handles it just nicely there with some dogs. And now Lloyd's gonna get all the crates in the center, so he's getting a huge eco boost here.
Yep.
Just to make matters worse for Snark.
Yeah, Lloyd on 10K. I mean, Lloyd, that should have been a GG. He could have taken down the other buildings, you know, just kind of systematically avoided the pillboxes, danced around, and pretty much taken him out. He did give Snark a second life, but I think he's still just, I mean, this is still looking so good. A ton of pillboxes, but Snark doesn't have any bodies, just doesn't have tanks. GGIs and GIs to the front lines to help hold. Snark doing everything he can to keep his head above water. He's now has to use the Eagles defensively. It's a lot of uncontested rhinos. That oil might take the MCV. Oh. Will it take the MCV? Oh, it's so close. Oh, it doesn't get the MCV, but it does get the war factory. Damn, that could have really swung things. He almost hung that oil, or saved that oil, would have saved the war factory. Thank God the MCV didn't go down. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, Snark has 7 Eagles now. He's choosing to use only 5 of them for the oil right now. But he could theoretically start looking for the MCV snipe there, because right now he needs really good value. I don't know how he's gonna hold the next push.
Yeah, I mean, and it's one of those things where you're like, oh, and a paradrop from Snark as well, and Snark getting value everywhere he can.
Nice.
People say, where do you find value in Red Alert 2? You don't find value, you manufacture value, hit by hit. Yeah. Through sheer power of will.
Come to you.
Yeah, I don't find it in couch cushions, man. Oh my God, and now Snark, loses 2 Eagles trying to pick off those rhinos. He knows how important it is to hold these rhino numbers. I'm getting so excited for this epic comeback from Snark, but the problem is Lloyd was able to keep up on the back end. He has 4 war factories. He is going broke, but that's a lot of rhinos.
Yeah, and Snark has no war factory still. He's just straight up committing to infantry here, which infantry's OP is really good, but is it going to be enough? Lloyd just goes straight in there and snipes the MCV, does not care about the infantry. Yeah, that's going to close it.
And that's the problem with the infantry there. The infantry, and Lloyd did that perfectly. He baited Snark up to the top side to get the infantry out of position, then came to the bottom side, grabbed the MCV, grabbed the war factory. Now he's happy going back, taking a quick breather. Flak tracks in now to deal with the infantry. Crates out again. It's nice for Lloyd. He was going broke. That crate boost was huge for Lloyd in that mid game to keep up that second push and not let Snark back into it. Snark going down, kicking and screaming, but
yeah, honestly, without those crates, I think Lloyd would have found himself broke, because Snark was doing a good job sniping all the oils, right? I think he's been sniping oils left and right. So at one point, we even saw Lloyd hit 0. But with those crates, basically said, I have 4 war factories. These 5 crates are just going to keep my head above water here. I'm going to keep spamming tanks.
Yep, yeah, that was huge. And yeah, Lloyd comfortable just driving the tanks right into those infantry. And I like this from Lloyd. He's not going to make any mistakes here, right? This is the final point of the finals. He's going to play this one smart and make sure he systematically stomps him out. And Snark calls. Snark says, dude, are we about to hear an excuse? Oh, I hate my life.
Right now. Restart it again.
Yeah, oh, is there lag? Let's re.
Was there lag? There was lag.
Oh, wow.
Here, hold this.